At around level 12, the real fun begins as she can fight in melee and provide a good amount of damage when needed. She can do so by using her spell slots to provide more damage for her attacks. Hello guys, Genuine here of Genuine Gaming, and here is my Shadowheart companion build for Baldur's Gate 3. This is not an overpowered build, but a thematic and lore-friendly one. I call this build the Justiciar of Selûne. Even though it is only a thematic and lore-friendly build, you can play this build on Tactician difficulty. If you find this video helpful, do not forget to like, and for more Baldur's Gate 3 videos, subscribe to the channel. Spoiler alert! I will be mentioning the background story of Shadowheart, which is only revealed in the very late part of the game. So, if you don't want that spoiler, you can skip to the gear and equipment section of the video. Overview. Shadowheart, a devout follower of Shar, is a sole survivor of a mission undertaken at Shar's request. She must deliver a Githyanki relic to a Sharan temple in Baldur's Gate. Shadowheart likes finding pragmatic and efficient solutions to problems. She appreciates discretion, privacy, and open-mindedness. Shadowheart generally responds well to acts of heroism. She was born by devout followers of Selûne and raised in the Mood Maiden's ways. Yet Shar had other plans for Shadowheart and commanded Vicuña de Ver to kidnap her as a child. Shadowheart was taken into a secret cloister of the Dark Lady in Baldur's Gate. Despite being taken and raised as a Sharan, I believe that Selûne did not abandon her. I believe that it was Selûne who protected her from the Shadowlands, as Isabel did to the people who were sheltered in the Last Light Inn. If her choice was to abandon Shar, her power was not lost as it should to all clerics, yet her power remained again. I believe Selûne continued to share her powers with the daughter of her devout worshippers. That is why I made her a cleric with light domain, because it was Selûne and not Shar that gave her powers of a cleric. Trained as a spy in the Temple of Shar and wanted all her life to be a dark Justiciar, I gave her some levels of Gloomstalker Ranger, as this class has abilities of a dark Justiciar like teleportation, Misty Step, and invisibility, Umbral Shroud. And as she abandons the worship of Shar, she becomes a paladin of Selûne. Gear and equipment. Shadowheart, the Justiciar of Selûne, is a combination of support, utility, and striker of the party. At around levels 1 to 6, she is more of a utility than a support. Level 7 to 11, she becomes very good at both utility and support. At level 12, she becomes a very reliable striker. So I suggest equipping Shadowheart according to your party's needs, and her equipped gears would identify her. I suggest making her a dual wielder both on melee and range. Build. For her first level character, Shadowheart remains as a cleric but with light domain. Trickery domain is just trash, but with light domain, Shadowheart gains a lot of good things. Just at level 1, she gains a good ability called Warding Flare. Warding Flare uses a reaction to impose a disadvantage on an attacker, potentially causing the attack to miss. The following spells are always prepared as a cleric domain: Light, Burning Hand, and Fairy Fire. For her cantrip, choose Guidance, Light, and Produce Flame. For her ability points, make Shadowheart's Wisdom 16, Dexterity 16, and Constitution 14. The rest is up to you. As for her skills, choose any among the Wisdom or Dexterity-based skills depending on your party's needs. As a level 1 cleric, she has 2 level 1 spell slots. At level 2, Shadowheart goes for 5 levels of the Ranger class. As a Ranger, she gains Favored Enemy and Natural Explorer abilities. For her favored enemy, she can choose Sanctified Stalker or Bounty Hunter, as they are the lore-friendly choices for this build. But the choices here do not matter in the gameplay. For her Natural Explorer ability, choose Urban Tracker, as proficiency in Sleight of Hand is very useful in the party. However, if you have other members who can open locks for you, I suggest choosing Wasteland Wanderer, Fire, for the fire resistance. At character level 3, Shadowheart gains a fighting style. For her fighting style, choose 2 weapon fighting. This would add her ability score modifier to the damage of her offhand attack. For her spells, choose Hunter's Mark and Speak with Animals. She now has 3 level 1 spell slots. Character level 4, Shadowheart gets to choose a subclass for her ranger. She's going to choose the Gloomstalker. As a Gloomstalker, she gains Dread Ambusher, Hide as a bonus action, an Umbral Shroud, Superior Dark Vision, and a Disguise Self spell. Dread Ambusher gives Shadowheart a +3 bonus to initiative, a 3-meter increase of movement speed in the first turn of combat, and she can make an attack that deals an additional 1d8 damage. Umbral Shroud can make Shadowheart invisible if she is obscured. Superior Dark Vision increases Shadowheart Dark Vision up to 24 meters. She now has 4 level 1 spell slots and 2 level 2 spell slots. At character level 5, Shadowheart is now a level 4 ranger and she gains a feat. By this time, you should already have pretty much idea what you want for Shadowheart. If you want her to be good at combat and not so effective with spells, increase her dexterity. If you want the other way around, increase her wisdom. But if you would want Shadowheart to equip the Helmet of Arcane Acuity, I suggest increasing her dexterity, as Arcane Acuity would make Shadowheart's spells effective. At character level 6, Shadowheart now gains an extra attack feature of a martial class. She can now choose 2nd level spells. But I suggest choosing Hunter's Mark, which is a level 1 spell. As a Gloomstalker, she gains the Misty Step spell. She now has 3 level 2 spell slots. At character level 7, Shadowheart goes back to her Cleric class. As a level 2 Cleric, she now gains 1 charge of Channel Divinity. She also can now turn undead. Then, as Light Domain Cleric, she gains Radiance of Dawn. Radiance of Dawn lets Shadowheart dispel any magical darkness and deal 2d10 plus character level of radiant damage to hostile creatures. She now gains 2 level 3 spell slots. At character level 8, Shadowheart now learns 2nd level Cleric spells. As a Light Domain Cleric, included in her Cleric spell list are Flaming Sphere and Scorching Ray. She now has 3 level 3 spell slots. In character level 9, Shadowheart is now a level 4 Cleric and gains a feat. For her feat, still increases the ability you want to focus on. In my case, I increased her dexterity points. For her cantrip, choose Thaumaturgy. She now gains 1 level 4 spell slot. At character level 10, Shadowheart can now destroy undead. If Shadowheart successfully turns an undead, it also takes 4d6 radiant damage. As a level 5 Cleric, 3rd level Cleric spells are now part of her spell list. As a Light Domain Cleric, Fireball spell is part of her spell list. She now has 2 level 4 spell slots. At character level 11, Shadowheart goes for the Paladin class. For her Oath, you can choose either of the 3 as they are lore-friendly for Shadowheart. Oath of the Ancient focuses on her being a healer. Oath of Devotion focuses on her now being devoted to Selûne. And Oath of Vengeance focuses on her vengeance against the worshippers of Shar. As for my case, I chose Oath of the Ancient. As a level 1 Paladin, Shadowheart gains 3 charges of Lay on Hands and 1 charge of Channel Oath. For her Channel Oath, she gains Healing Radiance. Healing Radiance heals Shadowheart and all nearby allies equal to her proficiency bonus, plus Paladin level plus Charisma modifier, and regains the same amount on the next turn. As for our Shadowheart build, they gain 4 hit points since our Charisma is too low. She also gains Divine Sense. Divine Sense is a bonus action that allows Shadowheart to gain an advantage on attack rolls against Celestials, Fiends, and Undead. At character level 12, Shadowheart is now a level 2 Paladin. She gains the power ability of a Paladin called Divine Smite. You expend a spell slot to deal an additional amount of radiant damage to the enemy that got hit. The higher the spell slot expended, the higher the damage. For her fighting style, choose Defense. Gameplay. In the early levels, Shadowheart provides mainly the Bless spell in the party and keeps herself from a distance to maintain the spell. She can also be used to open locked chests, open locked doors, or disarm traps. This might not be good compared to a rogue or a bard, but she can still do it all the same. At around level 10 or so, Shadowheart now gains some powerful spells of a Light Domain Cleric like the Fireball, the Spirit Guardians, and the Glimpse of Warding. These spells are useful for crowd control. She can also provide Revivify and remove Curse when needed. At around level 12, the real fun begins as she can fight in melee and provide a good amount of damage when needed. She can do so by using her spell slots to provide more damage for her attacks. So that's my Shadowheart, the Justiciar of Selûne. Hope you find the video helpful and see you in the next video. Ciao!